Have you ever baked a designer house? Well, today on Baking Bread, we're making rugbrød, a Danish classic that'll tell us all about how the Danes roll. I'm Georg Matthes, and I'm a European correspondent, but I also love to bake. So here's some food for thought from Denmark. The key ingredient for this bread is rye sourdough, and you'll need 60 grams of it. You can make it yourself, or you can go and ask a friendly Dane for some. So I met up with Danish EU Commissioner Margrethe Vestager.
Very often people say, oh, can I have some of your sourdough? Because the problem is always if you have to restart the sourdough.
So you've been feeding that sourdough for years?
Yes, and I brought it from Denmark here to Brussels in order to make sure that there was something that would feel like home.
So here is how the tax lady, that's what Donald Trump calls the EU's competition commissioner, makes her bread. You mix the sourdough with 690 milliliters of lukewarm water, 16 grams of salt, 30 grams of molasses, 375 grams of medium rye flour, and 375 grams of cracked rye. Then leave it all for about 12 hours at room temperature. Plenty of time to cycle to neighboring Sweden, relax in a Danish designer house, or pick a fight with a tech giant.
Today, the Commission has decided to fine Google 2.4 billion euros for breaching EU antitrust rules.
When Vestager came back from that particular press conference in 2017, she cracked out the booze and actually baked this very rye bread. So combine 150 milliliters of beer and 150 grams of brown bread flour with a preliminary dough and mix them thoroughly. Grease the bread pan with butter and scatter it with oats. Tip the dough and flatten it down. Now stab the dough several times and release all that negative energy.
Some people, they say, oh no, I do mindfulness, I do yoga, I do something else. For me, I de-stress by producing something. So no, I think no matter whatever I will do in the future, I will keep baking.
And dish out fines at the same rate? When will you fire the oven next?
Well, I have to fire the oven much more often than we can hand out a fine. Fines of almost 3 billion euros.
So judging by the number of antitrust cases she's dealing with, Vestager must be in the kitchen most days. Observing how the dough rises to the top of the pan is remarkably soothing. After this 90-minute ritual, bake the bread for 80 minutes. First, at 230 degrees Celsius. 10 minutes in, reduce the temperature to 190 degrees Celsius. 10 minutes before cooking time is up, remove the bread from the pan and bake for a further 10 minutes. This'll make the bread firm and robust, like the Danes.
It will keep you going for a very long time. And if anyone would lift this bread, they would say, oh, this is substantial.
Yeah.
There's been put some effort into this. It will keep you going for a very long time. So yes, I think there is some similarities. We don't take things lightly, and this bread is not light either.
Before we find out what the Commissioner makes of this bread, I have to hand her one of my special baking aprons. So the next time another tech giant is up for a fine.
Yes, then I'll go home and I'll put it on and then I will be completely de-stressed afterwards.
Excellent. Let's try some of the bread.
Yes, we should.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Oh, this is very good.
Let's have a bite of that
This
as
is
well.
very, very good.
Thanks for watching, and if you're hungry for more bread recipes, click here.